All right, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, call Haloyim Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachaha Kodash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, Akim, pushing the word of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, in truth and in sincerity. Coming back at you with another lesson. I'm the brother Hassad with Great Millstone Northwest, and I just pretty much want to edify real quick on this video that I seen of G Dep, which was a somewhat popular rapper back in the early 2000s. He had a song called Special Delivery that I liked a lot, back when I was young. But pretty much in this, I'm not going to play the video, but in this video on this channel, The Art of Dialogue, he goes into, how he went to prison for 13 years and he just recently got out about 2 weeks ago or something like that. And he explains why he even went to prison. And he mentions that in 1993, he had actually murdered somebody. He robbed somebody and ended up killing them. And pretty much, just, he got away with it. They didn't have all the cameras and so on and so forth. So he got away with it. But he had mentioned that always messed with his conscience. It was always hot and heavy on his mind of, damn, like, did I actually, because he didn't know what actually happened to the dude. He didn't know whether the dude survived or not. And, it just always messed with him. But he felt like, the dude might have died, but he just never knew, but it always messed with his conscience. So what he did was he ended up turning himself in years later. Because, he just needed to, needed some closure and wanted to get that off his conscience. And so I got to thinking, like, man, whether this guy knows he's an Israelite or not, he might be Muslim. Which if he's outside the world of Israel, he's got a Gentile state of mind. He's trapped in a Gentile state of mind. But even with being in a Gentile state of mind, even at one time being in a rap world, to have your conscience play that much of a role that you actually feel remorse and feel guilt for actually taking someone's life and wanting closure, shows that he's an Israelite. Okay? So let me get this here in Romans, the second chapter, because if Esau kills somebody, he's not looking to turn himself in. He's not looking for no closure. He's not looking for to pay his debt to society, so to say. He's gonna look for it for his next victim. That's gonna give him more ammunition to continue to grow even more in his wickedness. All right. So this is Romans the second chapter, verse 14. It says, "For when the Gentiles, all right, which are Israelite foreigners, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these, having not the law, are a law unto themselves." All right. So this dude, being in a rap industry, all right, at one point in time, he was signed to Bad Boy. He wasn't living his life according to the law of the Heavenly Father. He was living according to, the street code, or, just pretty much a nigga's mentality. Okay. All right. But him having murdered somebody and that playing on his conscience the way it did, and him having enough decency and remorse to actually turn himself in. He didn't get caught. This man actually turned himself in. That shows that, he's a law unto himself. Okay? It says, which show the works of the law written in their hearts, in their minds. All right? Hence his conscience. All right? Their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts the mean, while accusing or else excusing one another. Okay, so what he did in taking that man's life played on his conscience to the point that his conscience was accusing him of being guilty, of doing wrong. Okay? It says, in the day when the Most High shall judge the secrets of men by Yahushua Mashiach according to my gospel. Now, I'm going to read this in the GNT. All right, let me read this in the NLT, and then I'm going to read it in the GNT. It says, verse 14 in the NLT, it says, even Gentiles who do not have the Most High's written law show that they, once again, those Gentiles are Israelite foreigners, because they, their foreparents went off to the point that, generations down the line, you had Israelites that were completely bugged out in a Gentile state of mind, not even giving heed to the law that they're supposed to be keeping. Okay, and just like now, you see these jakes in public, all right, and they it's hard to even believe that they're Israelites. Just the way they dress, how they talk, the tattoos, the crazy colored hair. You know what I'm saying? The shit they're into. The shit they worship. All right, especially here in Washington State, the black woman don't mess with the black man. All right, the Israelite woman, should I say? You find a Judite a woman in Washington State. They don't mess with Israelite men like that. Some do, but for the most part, they mess with straight Edomites. All right, so they're completely gone and given over to a Gentile state of mind. All right. But anyways, verse 14 in the NLT, it says, even Gentiles who do not have the Most High's written law show that they know his law when they instinctively obey it, even without having heard it. They demonstrate the Most High's law is written in their hearts for their own conscience and thoughts, either accusing them or telling them they are doing right. And this is the message I proclaim, that the day is coming when the Most High, through Yahushua Mashiach, will judge everyone's secret life. Okay. Now, lastly, here in the GNT, this is the Romans 2 and 14 in the GNT. It says, the Gentiles do not have the law, but whenever they do by instinct what the law commands, they are their own law, even though they do not have the law. Which really, he should have been put to death. All right, G. Depp should have been put to death, because murder, you ain't supposed to be murdering nobody. Okay, murdering and killing is two different things. All right. But in this society, they gotta, Esau has his own judicial system in which, they go about things the way they do. All right. But in all truth, he should have been put to death for that. Okay. It says, their conduct shows that what the law commands is written in their hearts. Their consciences also show that this is true, since their thoughts sometimes accuse them and sometimes defend them. And in his case, his conscience accused him. Okay. And so, according to the good news I preach, this is how it will be on the day when the Most High, through Yahushua Mashiach, will judge the secret thoughts of all. Okay. So, the time is coming when, the Lord is going to judge all the secret thoughts. Okay, and he used the Israelite foreigners as an example of, you know, the law being written within their hearts because their conscience, either accused them of doing certain things or defended them on certain things. Okay, so I just thought that was a perfect example of G Dep's situation in which he turned himself in for murder was a perfect example of Romans the second chapter. Okay, so that pretty much is that. Lord willing, this has been edifying. Until next time, shalom.